How you doing? Long time no see. Been busy. Glad to be here. I'm glad to see you guys. Uh, had a little problem with my Ford Mare some weeks ago, and it quit. And I've got a new one. And it took a while to get here, but it's here. Now I'm back in business. A few weeks ago, I was going to start making videos and had started making clips. And here's where we're at. Let's call today a test video. What I'm doing is helping my buddy Jake. He's a mechanic, owns his own shop. He races go-karts in the stock class. We are porting this little cylinder head. It's a Honda gx200, 196cc. Clone. That's all it is. And that's what they all run the same. They have a spec cam that they can run. They got 8.5 to 1 compression. I have to run this little disc piston. Guess what? They allow them to port. So we're porting this head. I've never really done anything with these little motors, but I have big motors that cost an awful lot of money. So let's just go ahead and apply what we've learned with other stuff, including chainsaws. It all comes full circle, don't it, guys? It does. Okay, here's where we're starting. I'll bring you a little point of where we're at here. Let me get something to point with here. Okay, what I'm seeing in these four little motors is kind of interesting. Let's look right in here. Boy, this is different chainsaws. See how that bowl is shaped in there? It's just kind of rough machined. We've got a big ridge right here. And just kind of take an eyeball how that's shaped. Let me get another light up the intake. You can pretty much see the areas that we're going to work on. Okay. And let's get the grind in here. How's that? It's good to be doing this again. It really is. Expect me next week, a few days in the shop. We got sauce to finish. Oh, you guys went for a trip. Boy, I tell you, I'm just going to turn you down. I'm going to get you set up. You probably won't be able to see what I'm doing exactly, but I'll get you going. All this is common sense. I'm taking the ridge out from the seat to the bottom floor of the intake. Okay, it's important to not hit them seats. Okay, now what we've done right here is took that area right there down just a bit so that the air coming in from the intake has got just a little better shot. You can see it right in there, right in that area. That's what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to just keep working at this until I get it just like I like it. It don't take very long because it's not a very big valve. so it ain't a lot of work. I anchor with my thumb. I use a Fordham grinder. It's a Fordham SR. They're, well, as far as things goes, you know, this is the one I use. It's got a foot pedal, foot operated. It's better than a Dremel by a long ways, but it lets you be able to control way better than a Dremel. I've done a lot of porting with a Dremel. Believe it or not, still do. There's times that's what I do use. Nice, even peeling motion. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. I got a little more here to do, and then I'll bring you up to speed. Okay, you've seen before. Now, keep in mind, it's coming from the intake. The intake gases come toward the exhaust valve. But that inside radius right there to here is real critical. That's kind of important to get that right. Okay, make everything nice and flush and even. Somebody's been ahead of me on this. Now I'll show you what I see, and I don't like. See how shiny that is? Don't do that. You want rough. It creates laminar flow. All my chainsaw people have watched that, and they know what the deal is. And those that have tried it has realized, yep, there you go. Okay, now I'm going to get to refinishing this, and I'm going to bring you right back. Okay, I've got the sides rather where I want them. Yeah, let's see if I can get where you can see that shape coming from under the valve into the intake. See that shape there? I've got the same thing going on the opposite side. See that? You can see exactly where I ground. Now we're going to start working that little bump out right on the left and right side of that valve guide. So I got to change some tooling. Okay, I thought I'd give somebody a plug. I use 1/8 inch for everything to do with the chainsaws and small engines. The 1/8 inch shaft. 1/4 is just too big. See how long these buggers are? I mean, we can reach into anything we want to with these. Now these, I'm not sponsored. They didn't give us to you. They were bought. These are from Racers Pro Clip. A Pro Clip on eBay. $38 approximately. They come in a nice vial. You got everything you need right there. This is stuff for porting these little motors. Okay. Now, you know what we're going to do next, and let me just get to doing it. Okay, I have my shape on my intake side, exactly like I want. Look at that, really close. We got no secrets here on this channel, you guys know that. Back when I really cared about running and winning, I didn't show nothing. So you've got just a little clean up here to do there and there, but we have the shape. Okay, I don't want to go any further. I do not want to get this any bigger than I have to. They're already, I mean, that intake's freaking monstrous for the size motor. So I'm going to go in there and give that a rough texture. A rough texture will give it laminar flow. If you don't know what it is, read up on it. You'll understand why airplane rings work. Golf balls, everything like that. And that'll help that flow. So let me get that done. I'll show you that, and we'll get on to the exhaust. Okay, I have got the texture that I want with this burr, running it slow. You just run it fast, it'll get smooth. Run it fairly slow, it'll get just a really nice texture. You can see about what I look for. This is what I expect with the 2-stroke and 4-stroke race engines. You can see my shapes. I know lighting is key in that. I'm trying to get it where I got create shadows in different places so you can get the idea. Because these actually will run pretty good when you're done with them. Okay, I am showing you what I feel is important. You can look at that, see where I've been, what I'm doing, leave it rough, make it fast. It'll be fast air. Not going any further than that. That's all it's getting. We're just trying to figure out what these things really like. So we'll got more on the table. And I'm going to leave it right there. Now, it's going to be a little hard to show you, but I'll get it there somehow. Now, this is exhaust side, obviously. See this area right in here? That really, the air comes through this valve like this. And it's going to hit that. And that's coming out under pressure. That's different than being suction, vacuum. I need to address that. So let me get that done for you. In another video, I'm going to show you how to become accurate with your grinder so that by using the thumb acre and other little tricks that I've learned over the years. Okay, you see where we're concentrating on right there in that area. Right there in that area. And straight shot out of the valve. That's all that's important to me on this exhaust. The exhaust is quite large compared to the valve size. Okay, I've got the exhaust shaped just like I want it. I'll give you a little peek. Let you look at it clearly. I was kind of glad it had all that carbon on it, because it lets you see the areas that I feel is critical. Right down the throat of that valve. Right on the bottom side of the video, right next to the seat. Much, much nicer. Okay, now let's get it from this view. That's the way I want to see that shape. This is a nice starting point, guys. Oh, there's more left, believe me. This should make quite a nice running head. Now, we have to keep in mind these are low compression engines, okay? The flow characteristics out of low compression is going to be way different in some areas than a high compression, okay? Something that's really important with these little motors: piston to wall clearance, ring gap, I like to give it an extra thousands and a half on the piston clearance. Ring gap, I'm going to tell you 12. Doesn't mean that's what I do. I don't know what I do yet. I've only tickled one. I know motors, but I don't know these little motors. Any little jewels we find, we'll share along the way. But we still have all the chainsaw stuff to do. And those of you that play with chainsaws and go-karts both ought to get a kick out of this kind of little video. A lot of fun to make. This is a cheap little hobby. And I'm really interested to see the changes that we make here on these heads. We're doing just heads right this second. There's a lot of areas that we're going to be working on in these motors that I see some huge room for improvements. We're going to be tickling heads. And then when we get it where they're perfect, we just ain't going to show nobody. How's that? No, I share things. I'll give you tidbits. Those of you that are pretty cluey, you'll see things that I'm not exactly explaining. And mostly because I forget. I'm old. That's the way it works. And it's hard to put stuff on YouTube and say, well, I've got a secret, but I showed the whole world, right? There obviously is no secrets that this is a good start. Method is really important. Your tool selection. Like I said, I use a Fordham SR, 1/8 inch. Wonderful product right here from Racers Pro Grip. They're on eBay. These long stabs are nice. I want to give you guys credit there, Racers Pro Grip. These are nice straight shabs, and they're staying straight when I grind with them. I was expecting something different. I like it. They cut well. I couldn't ask for anything better. Appreciate it so much. Guys, this could be the end of the video. We got to put this on, run it. Maybe we'll show you a little bit of that when we get there. And thanks for showing up. Goodbye.